Hello, good evening, everybody. Good evening to my cherished viewers. Welcome to another episode of EB2 National Interest Waiver Green Card, Proving Advanced Degree in Action. So we will be zooming into action very soon. This is episode 4A. And with this episode, we are going to look at how to practically file the NIW green card using a Word document and what goes into it, what wording you have to do, what should you type in, what shouldn't you type. We shall be looking at all these things. But before that, I want to ask you a very important question. Have you subscribed to our channel? Please, if you have not subscribed, I would advise that you subscribe to the channel. One way of supporting us is by subscribing. This is a free training that we are giving our viewers, and in return, we humbly plead with you that you subscribe, share it even among your circles if you can, or invite people to come and like the page or join the training. It is a very important training where a lawyer can be charging you $7,000, $8,000. This is a free training we are giving you to make sure that you'll be able to file your own green card. So please, the least you can do for us is to subscribe and share and like, and also keep your comments coming. So like I said, this is what we are going to do. So if you have not started watching our previous episodes, please do well to go back and also watch our previous episodes so that you know where we started from, where we have gotten to, and where we are going. So let's look at a recap of what we did last week. So for last week, we were looking at the episode 3B, where we were looking at the eligibility, part 3B, and we're particularly stressing on the unbalanced criteria of assessing your eligibility. Remember, I said that the visa officer will be looking at three things: merit of your research. Are you well positioned, you the applicant, your qualifications, and on the whole, on balance, is it worth giving you the green card to occupy a job over a US citizen? So this is what the officer will be looking at, and I took time to go through all these things, and it was very educative. I like the feedback that I received, showing that you guys like the videos, and I also like the comment that you were posting, which will all push me to give my best as we go on to this training. I want to dedicate the first 5 minutes of our training to look at some Q&A to address some concerns before I move on. These are concerns coming from our viewers, some of the questions coming from different people with different situations. So it won't hurt to spend at least 5 minutes, first 5 minutes to go through it. And the first question I want to look at is somebody said, is there a maximum age to be able to apply? I want to stress that I know you might be talking from a perspective of the Canadian immigration system, which have an age limit. Canada award points based on age, but the United States, it doesn't have any program like that. They accept everybody. So whether you are 90 years old, whether you are 50 or you are 20, so far as you can document that you are experienced in a field or you have exceptional ability in a certain field, which is going to be of national interest, I think you should be good to go. The United States does not discriminate based on age, gender, nationality, or anything, except that if your country has reached its quota, that is when you are going to join the queue, the long backlog, like I explained in my previous videos concerning the Indian and then Chinese applicants. Other than that, everybody is well qualified to be able to apply for this type of green card. Another person also asked, I have a master's degree from the USA graduating in 2020, and I have more than 10 years teaching experience. I'm a teacher, and I know America is experiencing teacher shortage right now. Can this be a national interest? I don't have any publication or citation at all. Do you think I'm eligible? Thank you very much, viewer who sent this question. So having a master's degree, I assume for now that if you have a master's degree from the US, of course, you have satisfied the advanced degree criteria. And I have more than 10 years experience, of course, teaching experience, that is also good. So your exceptional ability, of course, teaching is part of the national importance and the merit. I remember I talked about education. So ability to teach, and especially when you are filing for your case, make sure that you stress your need for rural America or the Midwestern states to make sure you kind of help with a shortage of professionals in those areas, and that is going to make the visa officer very happy. So make sure that you address those things in your operation. So being a teacher is not bad at all. I don't have any publication or citation. Yes, you don't have a publication or citation. Let me tell you this. The USCIS have not given any limit on publication or citation. In fact, the petition we are going to look at today didn't publish in any special journal. So it didn't have any special publication except a university thesis. And also citation was 0. So you see that even education field, we realize that the field of education is not well known for publication and citation among other professional fields. So publication and citation shouldn't work against you at all. I will encourage you to go ahead and file it, give it your best, and you will be able to overcome whatever challenge that is ahead. So another person said, "Hi Daniel, very instructive videos. Thank you. I'm curious about something. I'm a CPA in my country, and my career does not necessarily is the best to perform research like the science field to propose something related to international standards of the organization industry. Does it play against me?" Yes. So CPA, accounting, that's certified professional accountant, if I get it right. That means you don't publication also equally like the business fields is not that something that you guys usually do in the business field. So it shouldn't work against you at all. So don't let that deter you from applying for the EB2 national interest waiver. It says, on the other hand, I work as a consultant independent auditor for almost 10 years. Good. So you have 10 years work experience. As an independent accountant, I don't have salary slips like an employee. The payment is only related to some type of engagement the client asked me to do. How can I prove the part related to salary? So as to the part of whether you have commanded a salary, the USCIS actually didn't state what documents they are requesting for salary proof. But remember that anything or any trace of evidence of receipt of cash or receipt of transaction that you can document as your salary or being paid for that skill will go a long way to help. It's not strictly by bank statement or pay slip or let's say wage slip or whatever it is, but being able to document that you receive some cash, invoices, and even if you have some deposits in the bank. I know that if you deposit money in the bank, you have some trace of where the deposit is coming from, some short description about that deposit. All of this evidence can be used to support your evidence that you were paid for that skill that you had. I hope I've been able to explain it to the best of my knowledge. And another person said, "Thank you so much for sharing your insight. You stress a lot about research, but there are many of us who are into the arts and business who would not have done research. Can you offer insights into how we can make our case more appealing?" Yeah, thank you very much. I really felt guilty when I read this question because, yeah, from my videos, I know I've been stressing a lot on research. Maybe partly because I'm from a research background. It's very normal and natural of me. Yeah, so thank you for drawing my attention. Remember, from the beginning of my videos, I've been saying that national interest waiver is not only for the research field, it's not only for people in academia. If you're in professional field, it's the same thing. You see, the structure is always the same. For instance, if I'm explaining, as we'll be looking very shortly, if I'm proving advanced degree using master's or PhD research, in your case, let's say you have 5 years of work experience plus a bachelor's degree, at that particular portion, you will also be talking about your bachelor's degree, and at the 5 years, on top of that, you add your 5 years experience. Explain briefly what you have been doing this 5 years, with what company, the reputation of the company. Okay, so it's not carved in stone. It's not straight that you should still have and be in the research field to be able to apply, whatever it is. And mind you, this petition we are going to begin with, it's not a perfect petition. There's nothing like 100% perfect petition. We only have a winning petition. So the way I found it, you may also even move words and move stuffs around a bit to suit your own case. So don't lose hope. You are not in the academia field, but you are in the professional settings where you are doing great things and achieving great stuff. I would say kudos to that. I would say congratulations. Go ahead and still file your petition. Okay, yeah. So that is it for the Q&A. And I want to move ahead and go to the business of today, which is actually filing or documenting advanced degree, for national interest waiver. That's going to be today's episode, documenting advanced degree. How do you document it? And like I said, this petition is not a perfect petition. So take note of that. Don't expect to see an extraordinary perfect petition. No, it was how the applicant filed it and won his case. And if you are also going to file it or you want to do it in a different way, which you think will be good for you, the important is that you don't lose the basic elements the petition should contain. If you start losing that, then that means you are opening yourself up for RFEs. So take note of that. So like I said, I told you to grab a Word document. And for people who are asking if I can share the original petition, you see, this is a Word document which contains a lot of sensitive information, which I cannot go through and blank all this information all at one sitting. So you having a video version of the petition is like just like having a paper version. You can always look at the video, go through it word by word, type whatever you want to type, take phrases you need. Those that are not applied to you, edit it to suit your style. It's going to be free online. So you having this is just like having a paper petition. So take note of that. Now, chapter 1. Like I said from previous videos, you are going to divide your petition into chapters. Chapter 1 is mainly dedicated for proving your advanced degree. So let's look at how this person proved advanced degree. This person was a person, this applicant was having a bachelor's degree, completed a master's degree and began filing. And at the time that he was filing, he was in first year PhD program. The PhD didn't have any bearing on his approval. Let me put it that way. Just that he has to document what currently he was doing. It's part of the requirement. The visa officer wants to know what currently you are doing. So whatever field you find yourself in, it's important that you tell currently what you are doing. So we are going to look at it. Now, chapter 1, sub-chapter 1.0, advanced degree professional. So you are going to tell the visa officer that you are an advanced degree professional. And let's look at where the person started from. He started from the bachelor's degree, then weighing his way into the advanced degree. It's very much common to do that. So if you have a PhD, even I will advise and encourage that you start from your bachelor's degree so that the visa officer will know where you began from, where you are, and where you are going. So let's look at this person. Let's look at line 1, as I've indicated by this L1. You see that he said, I obtained a bachelor's degree in environmental science from the prestigious and research-oriented University of Cape Coast in Ghana. Exhibit 1.1, UCC degree. UCC means University of Cape Coast. UCC degree and transcript. Remember, the rule of the game is evidence. So you see that this person, whatever he said, he has to provide evidence. For his bachelor's degree, he has a bachelor's in environmental science from a Ghanaian university, a prestigious Ghanaian university. Certain words are very necessary in your petition. Prestigious. The visa officer you don't want to sound like something like cliche. You don't want to sound like a very banal, commonplace, like something common which everybody has. Prestigious is a very strong word. So you using that word makes you that you are standing out. That is what you want to project, to stand out of wherever colleagues or peers you are among by using very unique words for yourself. So he said that I have an environmental science degree from the prestigious research-oriented University of Cape Coast in Ghana. And he added evidence 1.1. Now, as he wrote this, he has to print his degree, make photocopy of it. Don't send originals until requested, not original. If you send your original degree, you not get it back. Please make photocopies. Only photocopies are going to be, will do the magic. So the applicant will make a photocopy of his degree and on top add his transcript to it. I said GPA plays no role. Whatever score you have, percentile plays no role. Just that you have graduated, you have the bachelor's, you have it. So that is it. Then let's look at line 2. He said, I went ahead to obtain a master's in environmental science from the Rochester Institute of Technology, USA, with specialization in treatment of agro-industrial effluents with algae and converting algae biomass to biofuel. You see, he's not beginning to talk about his research here. He's only introducing the visa officer to, from the bachelor's, what he went to do. So right now he has come into the master's. So if you look at it, this line 2 just talked about his master's degree. It just as a highlight. And exhibit 1.2, RIT degree and transcript. So you see that everything he's typing, he says, if it's very, I thought you have to apply judgment, not just everything at all that you have to bring evidence, but certain things which are very let me say, germane to the petition, which is very relevant, you have to add the evidence. You don't want a visa officer writing you and requesting for evidence on degree and transcript copies. Let's look at line 3. It says UCC, he's still going back, talking about the bachelor's. UCC has attained both national and nationwide recognition with some international collaborations with cutting-edge research, innovation as enshrined in our vision statement to have a university that is well positioned with worldwide acclaim. And he added exhibit as a link. It's acceptable at times, but you have to still print that page of that link and still submit it as evidence. So this is the link. And you see that at this moment, with from line 3, this part coming, he's trying to talk about his university. It's part of proving your advanced degree. Where you got your degree from is very important. You don't want the visa officer to get whether you got your degree from some degree mill university or some copy and paste non-existent school. So you want to talk good about your university. And that's what this applicant is doing. You say UCC has attained both national and worldwide recognition with some international collaborations with cutting-edge research and innovation, as they have enshrined in their mission statement. Whenever you go to your university about page, every university writes very good things. In the United States, it's very common. Universities even put rankings of their university on their about page, how they have been ranked from previous 2 or 3 years, how they have jumped places forward or made backward, specific programs they host, and how they are making the rankings in maybe the top 100s, the top 50s. You don't necessarily have to attend an Ivy League school for the visa officer to approve your petition. Whatever school you are, it's prestigious. Just say something good about your university. Go to their about page, look for some good things that the university have written about them, and document that in your petition. It's very important. It's very necessary you do that. So that is what this applicant is doing. And let's read further. He said that UCC was founded in 1962, trains and award degrees in the natural and health sciences, as well as spearheading the training of teacher personnel for Ghana's basic, high school, and tertiary institutions. Credentials gained from Ghana's third-ranked university have gained recognition in North America and the world at large. So you see that he's still talking good about his university that he attended, which UCC, of course, is a very reputable university in Ghana, in Sub-Saharan Africa. At least I know for now, they are the second or the first or second ranked university in Ghana, and they are very much famous for a lot of recognitions in the West African sub-region. So take note of that. It says, and then line 4 says, for instance, WES, which is the World Education Service, which is the largest educational credentialing evaluation body in North America, evaluated and adjudicated UCC undergraduate degrees to be equivalent to a typical North American bachelor's degree. Exhibit 1.3, WES evaluation. So you see how he fits his WES evaluation here. Now, let me talk a bit about this part. I mean the line 4, this area. Now, for this applicant, the WES evaluation was not required because he has his advanced degree from the United States. But he just wanted to add it. I don't know what role it played, but he just added it. So you see that it may not hurt, but it didn't cost him anything. He did the WES evaluation far back years before he even started typing his petition. So he thought it wise to just throw it in there. So take note of that. It's not compulsory, but like I said, if your highest degree that you are using to file this green card is from outside the United States, you will have to go through the WES evaluation. I gave them their website on my previous videos. If you have not watched it, go back and watch it. How you can go through the WES to get your degree certified to a US equivalent or standard. So this applicant did it and thought maybe he has to throw it in, though at this moment it wasn't required for him. So take note of that. But he also said that also UCC has intensified and strengthened collaboration efforts with a sister institution in the USA, like the University of Rhode Island, to intensify research in sustainable fisheries and coastal management. So all this thing we read, all this area, from this side, all coming down to this side, is talking about his bachelor's degree, okay? You see the good job he did with that. He documented everything, supported with evidence. So take note of that. If you have to file it, wording it something similar to this, putting evidence at where it is needed is very important. So let's take note. Now, from his bachelor's degree level, he came to the master's degree, level. Now, let's look at what he said at the master's degree level. Line 5, if you look at it here, he said that I have obtained my master's degree from the environmental science program at Rochester Institute of Technology. RIT's recognition, if you look at line 6 coming, RIT's recognition and achievements in innovation, science and technology are unparalleled. For instance, in 2015, the Washington Monthly ranked it 46th in the nation for Master's University. In 2019, US News and World Report rankings listed RIT in the 91st position among other best universities in the nation, jumping 10 places. So you see how he's selling the universities he attended. It's not just about printing your advanced degree, printing your bachelor's and mailing it to the visa officer. Oh, I qualify for advanced degree. No, write something good about your university, where you got your your degrees from. It's equally as important as your own degrees. So take note of that. On the reputable ranking body, or say other reputable ranking bodies like Princeton, best colleges, Online Aviation Week, Forbes, best schools have all ranked RIT in their top lists. Okay, and inserting some link, web link there for further exhibits. And remember, he also added exhibit 1.4 rankings. So he went to the page of the university, look at these rankings, wrote about in his petition, and still printed this page as a supporting evidence. Evidence is the rule of the game. Evidence is the rule of the game. When you do this, initially you have shown the visa officer that you know your stuffs. And he will not even be doubting other evidences and the rest, because you know that you have amassed a whole lot of evidence. You know what you are doing. So that is it. On the international arena, RIT has offshore campuses in Croatia and Dubai, as well as reaching out to underprivileged deaf students worldwide to provide them with world-class education due to its leadership role as second largest university for the deaf education in the nation. So this university is the second largest university for deaf people who are hard of hearing in the United States. And so you come to RIT's campus, you see a lot of deaf students, hard of hearing students there, which make the cultural diversity of the university very rich. So you see that this is what he talked about his master's degree. At this point, he's almost proving advanced degree, because he has talked about bachelor's, he has talked about his master's degree. Now let's look at what he's going to talk next. Now, currently a PhD candidate, 1.3. So you see that where he started from, where he got to, where he is now, and where he's going. So you see that at this point, he is in the first year or so of a PhD program, which doesn't have any bearing on the petition, but is going to still show the visa officer that he is doing something. So if you look at it, currently he is a PhD candidate. And at this moment in the same university, he's talking about his PhD and what he's doing. Let's look at what he wrote. It may be applicable to you. It may not be applicable to you. If it's not applicable to you, just yank off this part. It's as simple as that, and replace whatever part it is with your work experience or whatever work you are in right now. So for instance, let's say you have a master's degree and you are currently in the corporate America, or you are in the corporate world, on the corporate field, working as in a professional job. Instead of talking about a current PhD candidate, you'll be talking about maybe a current mechanical engineer at so-and-so corporation, doing this, doing that. And you will have the opportunity to also talk about your corporation and that. So go to your corporation's website and also the About page and see some of the things that place them as a top-class workplace environment. It's as simple as that. So you see that it's not that different from somebody who's doing a PhD and somebody who's in the corporate world. It is hand in hand the same thing. Okay, just that this person is talking about current PhD that he's doing. You may be talking about your current corporation you are in, and just a snapshot of what you are doing. Don't go deep into the various skills, because that is going to go to chapter 2. You are just talking about currently where you are, what you are working, and something good about the corporation. Okay, now let's look at it. It said, my current occupation is a PhD student in sustainability at RIT Gulisano Institute of Sustainability, originally accredited university, where I continue to research on food waste to energy technologies. Food waste to energy technologies. Now, I want you to pay attention to that. Food waste to energy technologies. First paragraphs, he said he was into what? Wastewater treatment using microalgae. Now he's into food waste to energy technologies. If you look at it critically, that means it's not a much deviation. They are all under environment and sustainability research, which is not that deviation. So it's not that he's talking about environmental science and the next moment he's talking about maybe German language or literature that he's doing. That is a complete detour. That's a complete deviation. So you see that this one, he was confident to bring it because he is still in the field of environmental and sustainability research. Okay, so take note of that. Even before I graduated from my master's program, I have secured spot in a highly competitive PhD. What? So exhibit 1.5 PhD admission letter. You see? So even the admission letter, the PhD was still relevant here. You might think that, oh, what is my PhD admission doing in this such a petition? It's still relevant. You see, the ability even to be accepted into a PhD program shows that you are a very smart person and still your peers have recognized you. When you look at a PhD admission letter, what do you see? Congratulations, Mr. A or B. After the admissions board met, we found your skills to be very needed and very significant to our success in your success in this program. Therefore, we have offered you admission, maybe with so stipend or tuition waiver. And such a letter goes a long way to still verify or confirm that you are indeed recognized among your peers in your field of research. So take note of that. Now let's continue. This program holds the famous New York State Institute Prevention Program, which brings together brilliant academicians. Remember, brilliant academicians for research and build a repository of techniques for waste reduction in industries in New York State. So he's talking about the program. Okay, the about page of the program itself. Now, the program utilized a rigorous admission process to select the best and brightest of candidates for admission and admitted only 5% from a pool of about 500 applicants for the 2018-2019 academic year. Let me comment a bit about this statement. This applicant, I can tell you for sure, they didn't have any knowledge about the admission rate of the university. When you are filing EB2, you want to sell yourself. So this, I can be very sure that this figure was made up. Yes. You see, top 5% means that you are top among your field. And that's one way. When you are filing this petition, you want to project yourself as best among the best. Because if, for instance, if you are Ivy League in the US is a very difficult universities to get into. So if you are somebody who have been able to secure admission spot in Ivy League school, it shows that you're already brilliant and smart. And that's the kind of analogy this person is trying to portray, that the program is highly rigorous, highly selective, and admit only 5% of the total applicant pool. And every officer will be like, oh, then you must be very smart to get in there. You see how he's playing on the mind of the visa officer. And that is what you should be doing. Don't sound so common to be like just like the ordinary people. At times, bring certain statistics. And I don't think any visa officer is going to say, oh, submit RFE to prove 5% out of 500 applicants. No, no visa officer will request for such evidence. Okay. Your evidence is that you have submitted your PhD admission letter. That is your evidence. That itself is enough evidence. So whether the specific statistics, evidence for specific statistics will be requested, that one, I don't think the probability is just 0.001. So take such opportunities to market yourself, and it's going to help your petition very well. It says, pursuing PhD in the area of food waste to energy will be a continuation of my previous field of expertise, but this time more inclined to sustainable food waste to energy technologies. So you see that he is finding a way to draw a link between wastewater treatment right now to food waste to energy. His previous research is wastewater treatment and converting the algae to biofuel. Biofuel is energy. His PhD research is like food waste to energy. So you have seen there is not much of difference. They are all waste to some energy, converting waste to some energy. So that is a good way of linking your current occupation or as a student or your current job place to whatever previous research you did at the master's or at the bachelor's level. So take note of that. Now, I would independently develop approaches and techniques to characterize the variety of industrial waste and a possible diversion from landfills to energy generating facilities. Now, this research team is in line with my previous research. Yes, he has repeated this statement again. with previous research background as sustainable waste management, pollution prevention, and energy recovery. Exhibit, PhD admit letter, and funding award. So the same exhibit, he has reinserted it here again. It doesn't hurt to still reaffirm an exhibit. So you see how he did it. The last statement is the real nail in the coffin, the real killer statement. Let's look at it. It said, based on the facts demonstrated above, I qualify for the EB2 classification as a member of a profession holding advanced degree. First requirement satisfied. Simple. Okay, so it's not a rocket science. This is all English. It's not a rocket science when trying to prove advanced degree. You already have the documentation. Just describing it in your petition like this person did it is going to do the magic for you. It's going to do the magic for you. So as you have seen it. Now, let's look at it once again. First paragraph here, as you can see, he was talking about his bachelor's degree. Sub-paragraph 1.2, he moved from the bachelor's and now began talking about a master's degree. And after that, he's talking about his current occupation, which is a PhD student. And if you are working in professional area, you also be talking about your professional title or designation and the company, something good about the company you are working in, description of the company you are working in, their achievements, their vision, their mission goals, all will go away to help you enrich your petition. So you have seen that. Now, another thing I want you to do before I bring today's episode to an end is take note of outline. Evidence matching with your outline of your petition. Now, chapter 1 should be denoted with 1.0, as you have seen it. And any subcategories will be like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, just like that, to show that all these paragraphs are supporting chapter 1. That is a good way of organizing your petition. Now, if you look at the evidence can be exhibit 1.1, 1.2, and you have to label this as numbers also on the evidence itself. So when you print it out, for instance, UCC degree and transcript, write on it exhibit 1.1, so that the visa officer will know that 1.1, this exhibit is matching to what the person wrote in the petition. Label your exhibit to match with your outline. So any exhibit which is supporting chapter 1 will be something like 1 point something, exhibit 1 point something. When we go to chapter 2, any exhibit you'll be putting in will be like exhibit 2 point something. So that it shows your organizational skills. When the visa officer is going through your evidence, he will know that this evidence is supporting chapter 1 arguments. This evidence here is supporting chapter 2 evidence. So that it doesn't leave him with going or flipping pages trying to put evidence to support a particular argument. It makes his job easier. And the more his job is easy, the more he is inclined to approving your petition. Now, as I'm gradually ending today's episode concerning proving advanced degree, which I think we have really done justice to, I want to leave you with an assignment for the week. Navigate to the about page of your school, if you are still a student, your previous schools, where you got your degrees from. Write down some of the good things they are written on the about page. It may be their mission statement. I know that university rankings are very common with US universities, but very much at times very uncommon with other foreign universities. Other foreign universities may write about their mission or vision statements, some cutting edge research and breakthroughs they have found, and what they are even noted for in that kind of geographical area that university is situated. If you're also still in the working area, go to your professional work websites, company websites, look at the about page, some of the achievements, recognitions, and write them down. They are going to make your petition stronger. And that is going to be your assignment as I'm leaving episode 4A. Go and find some of these good qualities and write about your organizations. And the next moment we come for chapter 2, which will be going, because right now we are done with chapter 1. It's as simple as that. There shouldn't be a lot of pages like you are writing a whole encyclopedia. You see, there's something very simple, but you just put it into chapters to make it very organized. Now, next week, we are going to look at chapter 2, national importance, intrinsic merits, global application, So get prepared for that. Next week is going to be all fireworks. So as I leave you now, it's my wish that after this episode, you'll be able to go through this petition, go through the chapter, and by now I expect you to be able to draft chapter 1 on your own, based on your own experience. At some point, if you want me to go through it, I know I'm a very busy person, but I'll try and find time, because I know I've met a couple of people online. Some have very interesting research. If you, at some point, I have to go through your petition, I will do that. I cannot guarantee the time, but it doesn't hurt to reach out to me. So take notes. All these things that we have done today, they are repeatable. You can repeat it. They are, you can replicate it wherever you are and modify it to also be your own chapter 1. It's my prayer that by the time we come for next chapter, you'll be able to draft your own chapter 1, and I'll be very much happy with that. So on this note, I'll say that we are ending episode 4A, and we are going to continue with it next week as we come your way with episode 4B, Increasing Merit, National Importance, and Global Importance. Take care of yourself. It's a beautiful weather out there. New York is very sunny. Enjoy the summer and stay out of trouble. Thank you.